And joining us here on Fox26Houston.com is Tara Taheri to tell us more about virtually legal. Tara, thank you so much for joining us here. First off, let me ask in your own words, what virtually legal is exactly and how it came about.
Hi, it's so good to be here. Thank you so much for having me. So, Virtually Legal is a compilation of, I would say, original musical groups from and all lawyer groups, might I add, from Houston, Austin, Fort Worth, and Dallas. And a friend of mine reached out to me, an attorney friend of mine, a colleague. She reached out to me from Austin and she said, Tara, I think it might be a great idea for maybe us to put something together since we haven't been able to do in person shows and be on stage since 2019. And I said, that sounds like a really great idea. And so I reached out to a contact person in Dallas who in turn reached out to her contact person in Fort Worth. And that's really how Virtually Legal was born. And it took several months for this to come alive, but I'm very, very happy that we were able to come together and make this work. This is a great project. We're very excited, and I also want to add that it is a very unprecedented collaboration.
That's cool. Now, so for those that haven't been able to watch the show, who is your primary audience? In other words, who are you trying to reach and entertain?
Sure, that's such a great question. So I will say that by watching the event and the performance, which is about an hour and 15 minutes long, I would say that it really is entertaining for lawyers and non-lawyers alike. So any type of audience. It's hilarious. It's funny. It's comical about politics and a little bit of what we've been dealing with COVID. Just a lot of different ideas and a lot of comic relief and parodies and great music too. So also attorneys can receive 1 hour of ethics CLE continuing legal education credit for watching the event. And I always say though that this is such a great show that non-lawyers really enjoy it as well. I have many friends that are not attorneys and they told me that they thought the show was just fabulous.
Well, and so this is the first time we're actually meeting, albeit through screens. And I haven't watched the entire show, so forgive me if this is a trivial question, but are you in the show or what's your role in all of this?
Sure, that again, that's a fantastic question. So I am one of the producers of Virtually Legal. I'm also one of the producers of Night Court, which is Houston's own all original musical theater group. And so I am in the musical. There are portions where I'm actually dancing, and then there are also other portions where I am in scripts uh, during the transition. So between the different videos, there are some great scripts that I'm involved in, and it was so much fun to do. It's been so much fun.
Well, and now this musical is full of attorneys, talented attorneys, I should say, because a lot of the singing, some of those voices caught me off guard. What are some other hidden talents that may catch viewers by surprise or maybe even caught some of the cast and crew off guard?
I'll tell you, we really do have such an enormous amount of talent. Uh, Such great actors, and you mentioned singing, dancing as well. They're all just absolutely top notch. And so when I share this information with others, they think, "Wow, it's all attorneys. Is that good? Is that fun?" And they're they're really taken aback by it, and they think, wow, I'm so surprised. This is fabulous. This is absolute, like, just fabulous. And they really, again, there's so much comedy and humor. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, and we talked a little bit before the interview, and you mentioned that you were a practicing attorney, but you also have a background in dance.
I do. I studied dance and worked with many different dance troupes throughout my life. I also studied music at U of H. I have a music degree, and I have played in various bands, and I'm currently in a band as well. So I really do love the arts. That's a huge passion of mine.
Are you at liberty to disclose that band or what instrument you play?
Uh, that is something we are actually currently working on, and working on a name for sure as well. There are some changes in the structure of the band. I think that I will be singing, maybe some lead vocals, maybe some backups also, and then also I'll be playing keyboard. So it's it's really exciting. I think that we will start the new year with some shows early on in 2022. I'm really looking
I'm
forward
ex-
to it.
well, I'm excited for that. But so, like I was saying earlier, I haven't watched the full show, but when I was watching it, there were moments where I was laughing and thinking, "What exactly am I watching?" And I only say that because this is something that I don't have the talent for. But it seems like you all just exhibit so much confidence to just put yourselves out there. How do you do that? I can't imagine it's easy.
I think that there have been so many of the attorneys that are involved with Virtually Legal, and then of course their own sections in Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, and Austin. I think that many of them maybe have a background in acting, also music, possibly dance, but also I would say that many of them are trial attorneys. And there is a bit of acting that does go into being a trial attorney. You're talking with jurors, and there's a lot of that you're portraying, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, and all the funny business aside, you're all doing a service to the community by providing laughs, and these laughs are going to a good cause. Could you tell us a little more about that?
Sure. I will say that Houston, all their proceeds, and so for Houston Night Court, we have actually been raising money for charities for over 30 years, and we've raised over $1 million. And so it's a tremendous,
Wow.
I think it's absolutely tremendous, and we love what we do, and it is for a good cause. And so Virtually Legal for Night Court, Houston's Night Court, we are our proceeds are going to Houston Volunteer Lawyers Association, which is the pro bono arm of the Houston Bar Association. So, the Houston Volunteer Lawyers Association provides services for those in need. And so, they have pro bono attorneys that provide civil services for them. And again, we think that it's something that's really needed, especially during COVID. There are people that have found themselves in a bind, and it's wonderful that these attorneys can help and assist with those that really need at the most. So we're very, very happy about this collaboration, and that our proceeds go to these terrific organizations.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because, I think it's safe to say this pandemic has been hard on all of us, but why lawyers in particular? And how has working on this show helped ease the stress, if at all?
There have been quite a bit of proceedings that have been backlogged, or many of the proceedings have, been via Zoom. So can you imagine having some kind of hearing or trial via Zoom? I mean, it's a very different type of setting. So lawyers, I think that it's something that people would not expect. And so, again, I think it's fabulous that there are these attorneys that come together. We're working hard, working on material to make our audience laugh and enjoy themselves and entertain them while they're helping those that are in need. So I
Hmm.
always say, yeah. So I think it's a really really terrific idea.
Yeah. Well, and despite the new Omicron variant, is there a chance we'll all be able to see you perform on stage, or what does the future hold for you guys?
Yes, I am so glad you asked that question. We are actually planning to be back on stage in person at the Hobby Center. This is for Houston's Night Court. We usually do about 4 shows in August every year. And we are planning to be back mid August of 2022. And we will update you with the details of that, of course. But we are very excited that we will have a fantastic and fabulous show for everyone in our audience members, and we will be back on stage. So we
Oh,
are
awesome.
really looking forward to that.
Yes. Oh, I say less. I'm there. So
Absolutely. You are invited. Please, please. I will share all
you
the
heard it here,
details with you.
folks. I'm invited. Yes. So how may people learn more about the charities you're supporting, and where might they go if they want to show support?
Sure. The best place to go would be to nightcourt.org, and that will give all of the information, and that will also take them to the website that has the virtually legal event. And the virtual legal event will discuss more about the other charities and about the other organizations with Austin, Fort Worth, Dallas, and of course, Houston. So, nightcourt.org. Please, please, please go visit the site and learn more.
We will have links at the on the bottom of the article. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we end our meeting?
I'd just like to say that we really appreciate the sponsors and donors that that really are helping those in need, and this is so much a huge thank you to them, and especially during the holidays and with everything that we've been dealing with COVID. Thank you so much for doing what you do, and it's really incredible. So that's something that we are just so so happy about, and just it really is the sponsors and donors. They're who support us and make us what we are. So thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Well, Tara, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 26Houston.com.